Jesus did not waste his sorrow. Jesus did not waste his interruptions. Don't waste your sorrow. Use your pain and sorrow as a gift to love and help others. Don't waste your sorrow. We never get to grieve without interruptions. Look at Jesus. Jesus goes into the wilderness to grieve his cousin, John. Huge crowds follow him. I do not know how this happened without Facebook or Instagram. I think a certain talkative disciple must have told everyone. I would have screamed angry words and run deeper into the wilderness. I would have planted a sign which read, "Leave me alone," right? Jesus did not react to that want. The Bible says that he saw the great crowds and had compassion on him. Jesus did not waste his sorrow. Jesus did not waste his interruptions. Don't waste your sorrow. Use your pain and sorrow as a gift to love and help others. I was home just after a young man had died. In the home just after a young man had died. He had taken his life, and the tears and the pain were deep and broken due to the suicide. One of the first people to show up was an elderly neighbor who had lost his son many years before due to suicide. He ministered to this family in a profound and beautiful way. His quiet, tearful, loving spirit was a balm of peace in an awful crisis. After my sweet little grandson died shortly after birth, I needed a mission. I was angry. I needed a mission to get that anger out of me, right? I'd been on a medical mission trip in Guatemala just prior to that, and they'd asked for financial help to build a medical clinic. In memory of Gimli, I created a coloring book and sold them to get the needed funds. I needed a mission outlet, and this was my holy ambition. By the way, I just want to tell you a story. We accidentally, it's quite certainly, because I thought I'd get about $500 or so. It helped that some people bought those coloring books for $1,000 a piece. Anyway, and I gained a lot of money for Guatemala. And when I first went there, they showed me this building, and it was an abandoned sugarcane farm building, right? And when you open up the door, there was bat waste on the floor and about 1,000 bats flying around. And they're smiling, saying, "Wouldn't this be a beautiful medical clinic?" And I'm American thinking, this might kill me right now. And Gimli had not been born. Fact of the matter, I was buying baby clothes everywhere I went in Guatemala because I was going to have a grandchild. I brought those back, and then I lost a grandchild. So I used this coloring book, and then they were going to have a dedication of the clinic. We took a medical team back to the clinic. If you go there now, it has 3 doctors' office, an ultrasound machine, electricity. It's a big deal. I have to say these things. Flushing toilets, right? It's got a big porch that goes around it where people can sit and wait for their appointments. It's got a pharmacy in it and a pharmacist that works there. It's got a house out back, and it's got a medical director by the name of Ingrid, who is wonderful, who does a diabetes clinic nowadays. She does a health clinic for girls that are coming into maturity and so many other different things. There was money left over. They built a soccer field and put a playground in. Right? I would just thought, let's get rid of the waste. But God did much more than that. I came back. I took my son and my daughter-in-law with me to Guatemala. The people of Guatemala somehow pulled out a marching band and all the elders of the community, and they had the most outrageous grand opening Guatemalans know how to celebrate something, right? And then they pulled a plaque that's in the front of this medical clinic, and I didn't know this was going to happen, and they pulled it off. And there is in Guatemala a medical clinic dedicated to Gimli Manzer. Whoa. A short life that made a lot of difference in a way I didn't expect. I was there with an employee from Munson Hospital, and he asked them, how many of you have had babies that died? And every hand went up. That's just part of living there in Guatemala.